We get the bands up on your screen. It was actually Lulu, LeBlanc, and Kha'Zix, that Cloud9 Tempest band. The bands that came out from LMQ were Ziggs, Evelynn, and Elise. So once we get the icons up on your screen, you'll be able to see that for yourself. But it was actually a number of mid lane bands and Kha'Zix, which did allow top lane Renekton.
Yeah, so giving away there, I mean, they talked about in the video, I guess, that they wanted to control the Renekton. They're not going to ban it away. Lulu and Kha'Zix definitely a higher priority, as well the LeBlanc, definitely very strong champion right now, but it did leave up that one we were talking about so much. Nidalee for the mid lane has been a really big champion for both of these players.
Yeah.
And it's kind of no surprise that the default answer to the Nidalee is the Orianna, the other one. So everything pretty much playing out exactly as expected so far for both of these teams. They're both probably feeling confident with the beginning of this pick spans.
Yeah, and what I want to see, actually, LMQ is really touted as being very early game aggressive. I mean, they come from China where they're all about early game aggression in the first place, but these guys tend to win their lanes by dominating lanes early game, getting really good jungle ganks in. I feel like I would see Lee Sin come through here for No Name to help accentuate that further, on top of the fact they have a Caitlyn for the AD carry, the Renekton for the top lane. But Cloud9 Tempest, you can see by how quickly they're picking, have predicted all these picks. They knew top lane first pick Renekton was likely. They got everything they wanted to play here to hold up strong lanes.
Right, so the last pick really left up here for Cloud9 Tempest is the answer to Renekton. They said they want to control it. Now, do you go with the Shen pick into Renekton, in which case you're trying to weather the storm and make your global plays using your ultimate? Or do you go with something like Trundle, where he can actually, you know, go head-to-head sometimes with Trundle? And as we saw, if the Renekton player messes up, you know, Nien actually got a solo kill up top versus Benny's Renekton. So
it's a big possibility. There's a third one I wanted to bring up as well, which is the Shyvana pick.
Yeah,
because it works well in the 2v1. Shyvana's a great jungler early game. And you can actually poach a couple of camps, sacrifice a turret, and have a level lead by the time the lanes just return to normal. Yazuki, a big Shyvana player overall. So C9T, it's weird. Like, I want to kind of keep breathing in these picks because LMQ basically got every single champion they like to play.
Yeah, same thing for Cloud9 Tempest though. Cloud9 Yuzuki loves Shyvana. Like, this is exact Bishu on Nidalee. Both teams, as we said, for the beginning of this pick span phase, they're both feeling confident. Feel like they both expected everything that played out here as well. And you could see that also in the speed at which they lock these champions in.
Yeah.
Nobody caught off guard here. No surprises. I think this is going to be a real test. This first game is pretty much the litmus test for pretty much the whole matchup, I think, how it's going to go. Because this is everybody playing at what they expected to use.
Exactly. They come into Champ Select, they say no alarms, no surprises, please. Let's come in and play our normal setup. They're playing completely normal stuff for themselves and saying, okay, is our default better than your default? And the thing is, these guys haven't played against each other very much recently. They just played in the NACL semifinals that went in a very close 2-1 to LMQ. C9T had the ability to win that one. Close game, didn't quite pull it out. And so these guys know that they butt heads really closely. And they actually have kind of bloodbaths of games, actually, when they go into the matches. So I think a lot of it actually is going to become, can the junglers turn things around? Because Lee Sin and Pantheon, both huge playmakers. And you can get so many kills off of like some couple of good jungle ganks.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how the level 1 turns out, because how the level 1 plays out determines how the lanes are going to go too. The side lanes with the AD carry and support, are they going to lane swap due to late blue buff invades or something like that? Those are really big parts of both these teams. Altec has been a top level solo queue player for years now.
Yeah.
He's one of these guys that was always mentioned in tandem with Pobelter, because they're both these underage guys that are so good at the game. Altec is basically the AD carry version of Pobelter. He's extremely good. He's always been at the top of the solo queue ladder.
Yeah.
And he's actually proven that his solo queue skill translates very well into rank 5's success as well.
He's been exceptional so far in the Challenger Series. An amazing player right here. On Lucian here for himself.
And there it is. Ye old lane swap, late blue invade.
You can see, like, it's weird. It's like this 4.3 sort of battle line setup for LMQ. They're just watching for the invades, happy to play a very safe and passive level 1. But C9T, of course, you can see they are all grouped up. I believe Glarbu actually opened up with an early ward and put it down by the Dragon Pit. So C9T will see if LMQ goes for a late blue invade themselves. But otherwise are going to be ready to play aggressive.
Now, Pantheon does not want to start his W, the stun. So he hasn't leveled anything up yet. And I don't think, even if they do collapse and down and see Renekton, that he will go for it. They'll probably rely on that death sentence, but it is an option. A W into death sentence could get you a flash from that Renekton.
Yeah, if he learns... I'd just be sad if you like flash hook and you just like learn slice and dice and pieces out over a wall and you're like, not worth it.
Well, that would make it hard for Ackerman to jungle then.
True. It would slow that one
since
down.
he is in a 2 versus 1 situation.
Well, here we go. The invade starts out 4 people for C9T. They're going to send Bishu's Nidalee to the mid lane. And Kez does start Q. No one's going to be around to steal. And remember, the ward is down for C9T. They know that Moore has just warded this blue buff.
So basically, C9T have gained a few seconds by being the first ones to start off that blue invade. Lee Sin going to have to do his red by himself. No Name going to chug a few extra health potions. It's pretty much the only thing that actually came out of that early invade. Shyvana actually hasn't gotten much experience yet, so he's going to be double jungling with Pantheon, whereas Renekton is actually going to be holding his own, doing the Wraith camp all by himself.
We'll see how that actually pans out for Golden XP right here. The ward actually, the Trinket ward I should say, from Moore actually went down into the Wolf camp near the blue buff. So they will see that, they don't see No Name come into this one, they do see Moore coming to help. So I believe it's going to be an equal buff trade anyway between LMQ and C9T.
Yeah, so the whole point of these things is not usually to get the 3 buff start, because that's very hard to pull off.
Yeah.
But they gain a few seconds advantage. As we said, he's a few steps ahead right now. Compared to his LMQ counterparts.
So let's see where they move on after this one. Level 2 on both these mid laners. Highway Shao putting some decent damage back on. And Moore's waiting for this one. Yasuki did not hit level 2, sees them, says, okay, No Name's level 3, he's got the double buffs. They know the buff trade went down.
I'm
He's going to get control of this turret.
I'm really surprised Yasuka actually went to lane to watch this, because they're the ones that pulled the switch. He should be prepared to jungle right now. He's not getting anything done by watching this 3-man squad destroy his turret. Whereas Ackerman went back to that Wraith camp. It's best camp for Renekton to do because it's very low damage compared to the other jungle camps, and he's got fine AoE. Shyvana, though, just waits around patiently for the minion line.
They're going to get the turret kill kind of late here, so C9T initiating the lane swap, but of course with the changes in about 4.1 are very far behind in the turret race, and no one's going to defend turret number 2. LMQ getting a big push lead. Yasuki's still not getting experience.
Yeah, he's level 1, Renekton level 2 already with a decent amount of gold stocked up here. So Yuzuki taking pictures from the back line, but they are going to get the double turret trade, and it's 2-1 right now and in LMQ's favor, in part due to that reduction to, from champion damage on the top turrets.
So I want to see what LMQ does next, because C9T has obviously kind of stopped trying to push the top lane. They've sent Pantheon away. They've sent Thresh away as well. But I want to know if LMQ is able to go for Dragon here or not.
I find it very interesting as well that LMQ actually left that wave. They didn't push it all the way to the turret. So Yuzuki could have frozen that wave very deep in C9 Tempest territory, but he actually AoE'd a bit, and now it will not be easy for him to freeze that, and it's going to eventually get out into the very dangerous territory, having 2 turrets down and no vision.
Yeah.
So he's opted to try and get more control back over the map by pushing this wave back out and not wanting to give up an early dragon, instead of freezing that lane and securing his team basically a free lane of CS.
Yeah, but look what LMQ is going for, honestly. Talking about free lane of CS, Bishu's been pushed almost out of this lane there. No mana, no potions left, only half HP. LMQ, meanwhile, sent everyone to the mid lane here just to push this down. This entire team very good at hitting turrets, and I don't know if C9T can hold this.
Yeah, especially with the Annie support. One of Moore's favorites.
He goes in for it! First Blood picked up, jumps toward No Name, flashes over the wall. First Blood under the turret and gets out. LMQ early game is great.
All right. No, if you're not a fan of No Name just for that move, then there's something wrong with you, because he took a very dangerous Lee Sin Q all the way deep under the turret and gets out alive.
One of the few times that Lee Syndrome actually pays off for you. You just got to get the mechanics to get out of that one afterwards. Oh, very well played here. C9T still trying to defend, but they even pull Ackerman down. 6 minutes in, they pull all 5.
And they're going to get it too. Rewarded for their efforts.
Yeah, absolutely. So look at this. almost a 3,000 gold lead at 6 minutes and 15 seconds into the game. Kez walking by a ward. Let's check that dive again.
All right, so early Q from Lee Sin. It's about to run out. He takes it right as it is going to. Ward hop into flash. It's just good moves. You know, he's able to take the dangerous Q. I'm glad he went for it because now we'll give other Lee Sins the confidence to do that. Yeah. And we can see more blood. That'd
be always great. And he tried to make the right choice. He started channeling his Q up. If he landed the hook, he would have not taken damage by, you know, knocking him out midair. But, of course, didn't happen here. Well played by NoName. You got actually a very gigantic minion lead in the mid lane. Xiao at 45 to the 22 of Bishu. Big lead there. Top laner is the same kind of situation. Then the guy who's really holding up for C9T right now is Altec with the Lucian.
The 2v1 that was initiated by a Cloud9 did not go in their favor. They handled it very poorly. And it cost all of their lanes, actually. It did not just affect Yuzuki. It was everybody.
Yeah, Xiao got to push with impunity, knowing that Kez was over in the top lane. Got to shove against the Pantheon, which is very risky, to be completely honest, but it worked out for him.
Yeah, plus he bought a bunch of friends, and they shove in a Nidalee. Nidalee, one of her main weaknesses is the early laning pre-6. You know, she has no wave clear at all. She's all about trying to sustain in that lane and just try and keep her CS up. If you get these early switches, and then you bring over a Caitlyn Annie to your lane, then you can just destroy that Nidalee's early game. And Bishu's definitely going to have a painful time getting back in.
So let's see now what LMQ does with this early lead. Of course, with gold, the gold is actually pretty well spread out, so it's a couple of small advantages per lane. So it's like an extra Fiendish Codec, which is fair for Xiao. Extra boots of speed for Vasily's Caitlyn across his opponent. The jump in from NoName, though, is going to be the push onto the blue buff. Teleport comes in. C9T picks something up. Nice distortion, going to slow him down. No Javelin lands either. NoName does have Smite.
Lead Garbu lands.
Pull onto Vasily. Javelin lands as well. More not in a good spot. 300 health to Flash. The jump from Kez. Kill picked up. 1-1 on the scoreboard here. Vasily and Ackerman now are there as well. Shockwave flashed. Flash by Bishu, but now control this buff, and this pink ward is not in the brush. So LMQ going to take that one out rather quickly, and C9T going to give away control in a 5v4.
Yeah, they were chunked down pretty well by the beginning of that fight. But it is the blue buff stolen away. Nidalee, as we've said so many times before, loves to try and keep those blue buffs active. It allows her to gain so much control because you're going to miss a few spears. And you're going to need the mana regen to get that back up. But LMQ, even though they lose a man in the fight, they retain control of the map.
So see what else they can do with this one. Dragon goes down for now about 3,000 gold, so about the same lead so far here for LMQ. But where else can they move with this one? Mid lane, just the wave clear. Bishu being well afraid of Xiao's burst. Does not want to take more damage here. He's got a long way to go till Bishu gets some real ability power.
Yeah, and it's hard for him too. Bishu's having to use mana to get CS since he doesn't want to get further behind. And he doesn't have that blue buff to rely on. So he has very, very few opportunities to go aggressive at all in this lane. And look how far Xiao is up with zero vision on either side of him.
Completely unafraid.
He's straight up the mid lane with no vision at all.
I mean, I gotta point out, it's 10 minutes in and neither, well, actually, sorry, NoName is, but Kez is still not level 6. I typically see it around 7 minutes when the second spawn of buffs go down is around the level 6 mark for junglers. And we're still 3 minutes past that, and Kez is still behind.
Nice rotation here from LMQ in the works, sending Caitlyn up top. Last remaining outer turret. They're also going to bring up a little Annie support. Yuzuki's definitely in danger of being subject to tower dive, so he needs to get out of there.
And what a great roam by LMQ. They pull their entire dual lane plus top laner. So normally on opposite sides of the map at 10.5 minutes in, they're going to start pushing this top lane turret. Ackerman will tank it, but he's going to take some damage here. It's going to hurt. He's going to be okay, though. So LMQ, they're playing such a good rotation game. Their map movements are completely what's beating C9T right here.
Tag him. Oh, he cancels anyway.
Yazuki shot in the back of the head. BF sword there for Vasily. Same for Altec. So these two AD carries are keeping the same amount of threat as far as damage is concerned. But you've got a long way to go everywhere else. But how fast will LMQ take this game? Xiao on defensive duty. Going to rotate to the bottom lane to hold this turret. Leave No Name to hold mid because they're still pushing top with the AD carry. I gotta say, it's really fun to see this team just move their elements on the map just around. Like, what's the most efficient place for Caitlyn to be? Which tower can we kill? Okay, we'll go top lane then. And just whoever's around takes the farm in the other lanes.
And keep in mind that they are the ones reacting to the start, the 2v1 start. So, you know, those few seconds that I kept saying that Cloud9 had gained by being the initiators, they lost in the upcoming minutes of the game where they kind of floundered. Very interesting to see LMQ. Great controlled response to that.
Ooh, big javelin. That is with like 45 bonus AP from items. It gets worse when a death cap comes through. So Vasily gonna have to realize what those javelins feel like. Try to dodge it.
Let's see. I'm very interested to see now how LMQ actually use this advantage and exert their vision control in the jungle. Which side are they going to choose? I think blue buff side is probably the best choice here for LMQ to... What? They've got the stun. Pantheon ult!
Here comes the man drop. Do they have the fight? Great jump in. The shotgun's going to come through, going to stop Kez from doing much. And the burst comes down. 2 kills so far for LMQ. Can they get any more? There's the Timbers late in the fight. Glebe Glarbu, 1 hit from dead. Altec not going to block it in time. And now Timbers putting the damage. The flash stun from Ackerman. The ball comes in. Down goes Altec. 4-0 in the fight for LMQ.
This is a sub 13-minute game.
Yeah.
With a 6,000 gold lead. All right, so they started all off by getting Yuzuki stunned up. That's the main tank at Half-Life when they start. Good Pantheon ultimate hits a lot of people, but Xiao Xiao's on point with his shockwave. Gets the front line peeled away from Vasily, allowing Vasily to continue to do damage for the remainder of the fight. And from there, they can just tower dive up to the inhibitor turret. What time was it? Like 16 minutes? Are we in this thing? 13 even. 13 minutes.
12:30.
They're destroying Cloud9.
I like that Altec actually turned back. He was like, you know what? That Caitlyn was going to hurt me a lot, and he actually unjuked it. Died anyway. So this goes to show you, you should just tank for your supports. You'll still die. Be a man about it, Altec. Save Glebe.
Yeah. This is ridiculous from LMQ. So, talking about that reputation they're trying to build. I think it's intact.
Yeah, I'm scared of LMQ.
I'm a little scared of them, too.
I would not want to play them.
They didn't have to get that. So, I was talking about the ward coverage. I was like, oh, which side are they going to choose to set up ward coverage on so they can control? Doesn't matter. They don't even need wards. They can go wherever they want. They do take the blue buff away from Nidalee. That's going to be number 2 denied. They can easily time the every consecutive blue buff as well. Nisha will probably not get one this entire game for Nidalee, and LMQ are definitely on a warpath here. Oh, there's all the wards in the blue side. They got it.
There you go.
Got it covered.
It is worth pointing out, LMQ actually has taken that blue buff every single time this game. Because with the swaps and everything early game, they actually got that one at 2.5 minutes in. And of course, with that, they kept the timers. They said, look, we're the aggressive team. We're winning our lanes. We have more gold. We have 2 turret kills on that side of the map as well. That's even less coverage for C9T.
They just jumped into us and we killed all of them. That's cool.
And then they just made sure to keep control here. So
oh, God.
Not in the best fight. Shotgun's going to land. One more Q will pick him up. Xiao with the solo kill. W's not going to land from Altec. Timbers comes down. Altec, oh no! Trying to get away. One more attack from Moore will do it. Not going to get it. It's going to go to No Name here.
Oh, my God.
Maybe another kill picked up there. 2-0. LMQ still on the chase. Yasugi kicked back into the team. Caitlyn ulti comes by. Another kill picked up. LMQ crushing.
There's no other word for it. That was ridiculous. 3-man round. Xiao Xiao annihilates Glebe Glarbu. That's ridiculous. Now they're going to get another turret here. All right, Dragon's up. They don't care. So early in the game, Dragon's not worth very much at all. They're going to have to get more control of the map here.
Well, it's going to be the minions dying down. Turret number 2 in the top lane goes out, which means all 6 turrets outside of the base done by 15.5 minutes.
All right, let's take another look at this. Half his life in the command, attack, command, dissonance, then shockwave, 1 more command attack, and he's done. That was Xiao Xiao. Focus. Oh no, there's 3 people around me. It's okay. Moore and No Name are coming right in to save me. That's 4 members of Cloud9 just destroyed right there. So, where do you think Glebe Glarbu's name come from? Because I was thinking, that's kind of like the gargling noise that he makes when he dies right there.
Is he a dying Murloc?
Yeah, Murloc.
Okay, well, there you go. Then yes, I completely agree.
Oh man, this game is brutal.
So I feel like by the time you started playing, Thresh wasn't out yet. So
yeah. I was being facetious.
I know.
Okay, good.
I'm just
glad we're on the same page.
I was hoping to deduce with you. We are detectives after all. We go. Wolves taking some damage. Doing okay. Moore's now starting to control Baron. I mean, it just barely spawned now. 16.5 minutes in. Like, that wasn't even an objective 2 minutes ago. And LMQ says, okay, we're going to make sure we control this area of the map to make sure, you know, no comeback potential. I think Baron has more stats than C9T's team combined anyway.
I think Baron would just kill their whole... Oh, man. This is painful to watch, guys. I'm sorry. Too soon, Freak. Too soon.
Too soon for what?
17 minutes in. All right. Ackerman's now got a red buff, so that's going to be painful. All right. They can send 3 members at him, though. They got Glebe plus Yazuki headed up top. Yep. Trying to take down the godlike Renekton. Nope, just kidding.
He's running towards him. He's got a coin. Doesn't help him with combat much. He's going to get out. He's safe. He's safe. He's good. He's got Boots of Moby. Gets him out of that fight. More lurking around in the jungle as well. LMQ are controlling the Baron area. The top lane, or the top jungle is warded up by these guys. Less coverage over the blue buff, but might just be theirs anyway. Setting up a trap now.
Baron baits at 1730. Don't think I've ever seen that in my life. It might work, though.
Kez keeps the ward.
Oh, he's getting pretty close to danger.
The jump, the Timbers comes out. Kez not going to go anywhere. No name. Saves the Q to steal the kill. Or secure it, as you might go. And LMQ, oh, they're on top of ward. They know about this.
50, wait, kill that thing. You get gold.
50 gold.
They need that gold. Timbers is objective. He's an objective.
Yeah. Good amount of money right there.
Is it a she? Is the teddy bear?
No.
What gender is the teddy bear?
I think Timbers is a dude.
Okay.
Sounds like a dude name. Timbers is a masculine name.
All right. I believe.
Yeah, you should. I mean, right now, it might just be Annie, though. I can't tell by the costumes. I don't know which one's which.
That skin is just confusing, Freak.
I mean, I can't tell if Blitzwing's in my game half the time. I can't tell if it's Annie or Timbers out half the time. Like, I don't even understand.
Renekton wants a piece of Yazuki. Yazuki was getting some good, clean farm up there, uncontested.
Yeah.
So, LMQ want to put a stop to that. They don't want any money going into the hands of Cloud9. They want to keep this ridiculous gold lead.
And they're really far ahead. And I'm trying to think of, like, what they're doing now to close the game out completely. They set up a Baron bait, but only got 1 kill for it. Blue buff again goes to Xiao Wei Xiao. He's happy. But the front line of this team is building extremely tanky. Ackerman did go Sunfire, but no Hydra, no Tiamat. Even No Name just went Ancient Golem. I haven't seen Ancient Golem Lee Sin in a while.
So, I do like that they're kind of waiting for armor until they want to go for the tower dives on inhibitor turrets, because LMQ got such a ridiculous lead this early that that's really how they want to end this game, but they have to be careful, not overextend themselves. So they're waiting a little bit till they get more armor. Now, Renekton got the magic resistance just to fight Shyvana early, so he hasn't been able to stack pure armor, so it's going to take him a little bit longer. But No Name's also doing his part, so they can actually change turret aggro from one to another, and then that counting the extra armor from Oriana's Ball will definitely help out here. All right, so there's always a chance. They got Nidalee on their team.
Yeah?
They have Nidalee. Yes, multiple spears.
Yeah! No Name down to about 3/4 as well, and that's just Athene's Sork Shoes. Like, Bishu is 1 completed item. They're
going to test the Reddit theory that Nidalee is truly OP now. Can Nidalee bring a team back from a, what was it? It was 13 minutes and they had 11K gold lead? Was
something like that.
It was really close to that.
Well, we're 20 minutes in. It is more than 11,000 right now. No Name kills a ward, because why not? Pink ward control there for LMQ. And I just got to say, if you guys are trying to do Baron, put a pink ward in the Baron pit. Don't rely on a sweeper, because then it guarantees that you're not going to like miss a ward. So
yeah, the sweepers are slightly smaller than Dragon and Baron Pit. Yeah. So if there's a ward on the wall, like super close to the wall, you won't see it. And you'll have this false confidence that you're doing your Dragon or Baron uncontested, but the other team may have vision of it.
I love the teams that sit in a brush baiting Baron, but there's a ward on Baron.
That they didn't see because their sweeper was too small?
And they're just like, they're going to get us. They're going to walk in. And the other team's like, they're not doing Baron. We're not going to face check.
Baron bait version 2 here. LMQ setting up in the same bush.
Oh, different brush.
Kez goes around the other side, though. Can he get a ward over there? No, not close enough.
No. C9T going to play defensively. The cool thing for them is they can face check brushes with javelins. And it'll probably hit somebody. Oh, there's a ward. Ooh, nice dodge.
So we talked about Yuzuki getting uncontested farm before. He's slowly grabbing up some gold there. He's penny pinching up in the top lane, getting some extra money for himself. They need a strong tank in them to try and be the point man here.
And he's got TP. He can keep moving to these side lanes and getting a lot of extra spare farm and catching up in levels. Level 12 right now. He's actually equal level to Ackerman.
That's great work.
That's not bad.
Yeah, they need to claw their way back into this game. It's baby steps, Freak. Baby steps.
Well, what better way to claw your way back in with the dragon?
I was hoping you'd take that one.
And Needly. It's great.
They've also got Altec. So this is just a dangerous move, but it's some little risk that you have to take when you're this far behind. He goes to farm that bottom lane, even though they have 0 ward coverage. He gets the wave, and he actually backs up just in time as LMQ go to claim their dragon.
Yes. Their own dragon on the map. The other one, Yuzuki, refuses to die much. So, Ackerman still chilling on the top lane. Yuzuki was going to face up against him, though the item builds are fairly close in power. LMQ happy to play a bit slower. They're going to recall back for big item buys, and I think
this is signaling a final attack, I think. Everybody get everything you need, all your supplies. We're going to be on a field trip, not coming back to home for a while here.
Get your signatures. It's actually very fitting for LMQ.
It looks like they did not decide to go out in pairs, though. Everybody going back to different lanes. Shoving all 3 lanes with... Oh, no, so he's going to red buff there. Basili picking up the red for Caitlyn.
Yeah, that'll the same for blue.
That'll help.
Yep. I want to say they actually timed their buys off of the buff spawns as well, saying, hey, one last trip, go buy, grab buffs, then go into for the fights.
You want to say that.
I want to say it's true. I mean, they're an exceptionally good team. The amount of advantages they've taken, the way they've been able to time buffs in the enemy territory, I believe it.
I believe it. Now, they also, you know, this distortion on Moore, they're going to use Flash Tibbers when they get up to a turret. They're going, if anybody gets out of position, it's going to be this anti-initiate. And everybody on C9T has pretty low HP. Sans Yuzuki there on Shyvana. So if he's able to get anybody besides Yuzuki stunned up, they have the damage to kill any of those targets in the duration of the stun.
Well, they chunked Moore down to half HP. He's got to sit by some dying enemy minions if he wants to get his health back up. It's going to give him about 25 health or so per wave, actually. It's not too bad.
Doesn't work on jungle.
No, this is less useful for Moore. Yeah. But if he gets next to a wave, it'll be okay. Yuzuki, force wave by Ackerman. Shockwave, not shockwave, dissonance. Kills some wraiths, why not?
All right, let's see how this siege plays out. Nidalee Spears, they're going to need quite a few of them onto the squishier targets. Moore is a great target. If they can get another couple onto Moore, then that'll be the main initiation. Not looking too good. The other thing they have to worry about is the ball placement. Keep your eyes on Xiao Xiao's ball. Ooh, I like this! Proxying the wave here. If the minions are not up at the turret gains all this armor and magic resistance, makes shoving in very, very hard. I like the play from Yuzuki here. It's a last-ditch effort. Oh, they landed the
play in. Xiao Xiao forces a flash away. Hits a box wall, though. The javelin not quite going to land it into the back lines.
That was it. That was the play.
Oh, he gets it with the man drop. Pantheon man drops in, takes down
Yuzuki, though.
Oh, he gets kicked over a wall. Dragon's back over. Gets help from Bishu. Going to look for a couple of javelins.
Red buff slow. They live. They gotta kill him. They live.
C9T with a shutdown on Xiao.
Come on, crowd. Where's the chance? That was a huge play to make being down this much gold.
Well, last time in the situation, they chanted USA for the Israeli jungler, so now they're shell-shocked. There's no more chance.
That was too much for you.
C9T trying to hold on. Of course, they're doing the best they can. 25.5 minutes in. Still the wave clear from Altec.
All right, take another look here. Glebe Glarbu with the death sentence plus spear at the same time. So Bishu and Glebe both have the exact same aim right there. He's able to get another one in, and then he thinks he's safe here. And you're dead. Beautiful dunk. What a dunk from Kez.
Absolutely great play right there. So now Moore is going to be chilling up, going over towards the top jungle again. Now the wards haven't really been swept out that much away from LMQ. Their pink ward still stays in the Baron pit.
Upgraded sweeper. That's going to be great because you will be able to see every inch of that Baron pit as well. Ackerman trying to duel up here with Yuzuki for the double golem, and he does claim the double golem as his own. Let's see what LMQ do for round 2, because round 1, what a great answer from C9T. They're down so much they can't fight, so they proxy the mid-line wave, and they also get a pick.
The LMQ happy to go off of a single caster minion right here and a couple of shields in. Gonna do some decent damage, low health.
Barely dodging that death sentence. So they're using the shield, the Orianna shield, to tank up turret shots while Vasili's able to get damage down on this turret.
This could be the last wave. Ult pop Ackerman, extra health, jumps in, stuns up Kez, and now the fight has begun. Who's going to find what? Inhibitor taking damage down to 2/3. Shockwave finds Kez. He gets out. Tibbers does not land onto him. Going to be the escape here from C9T. In comes Yuzuki, kicked back away by No Name. He's going to run away from this one. Tibbers and Andy getting away as well. Bishu looking for a couple more javelins, won't find any.
Oh god, Xiao's Orianna. There's so much damage right now. It's painful to watch. Kez with 0 magic resistance to speak of. Just some health stacking there. Does go down. LMQ get what they came for. Inhibitor turret down.
Inhibitor turret down. Inhibitor itself does stay up, but it does mean more gold into the pockets of LMQ. Looks like they will coordinate a recall, but that does give away some time here in the mid lane. C9T with a numbers lead here for the mid lane. They're looking for damage in this turret. 12,000 gold behind. Can't get enough damage down to kill it, though. Looks like Vasili is scary enough to push him back.
Alright, so exposed inhibitor. That should probably be the next battlefield here for LMQ. Waiting on that shockwave, though. I don't know if they'll actually wait for the full cooldown on Tibbers to come back up. Probably will. Because they've got plenty of other stuff to do. A lot of money on the map for them to take. Vasili trying to go clean up down here. Look at these farm there on Altec, though. Great job by him. They've been feeding the side lane farm, by the way. As I said before, pointed out when he takes that chance. He's a blind lane. There are minions there, so he takes a chance to go and get it. And then try and escape after he quickly clears a wave.
Well, LMQ going to keep the timer on the Dragon Kill. It's one of their big sources of gold right here for themselves. About 200 gold a person for that one. They're still controlling the jungle as best they can.
So if we take this really, really far in the future, and C9 are able to continually defend here, as far as late game goes, if they are able to even up or even get close in that gold, full tank Lee Sin doesn't scale that well. Renekton will get outskilled by Shyvana if they can actually get some gold. I mean, there's a whole bunch of gold they have to make up for that to be true, but eventually Cloud9 will have the advantage if they can get it to full item builds.
25 minutes in the future, we're going to see a very, very close game. I mean, honestly, I'm still impressed by the fact that C9T has been down that far and then hasn't given up kills really at all for the last, 14 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Like, they got tower dived that inhibitor turret and then was like, okay, we'll wave clear forever and not let you in. The LMQ, they have Annie, Caitlyn, Orianna. Like, they've got champions who can hit turrets from afar. They've got tanks in the front line. But they're holding... Like, LMQ is being held back by C9T. Bijou hitting javelins. Fast Void Staff comes out. Finds some damage again on the No Name. And we'll see. I mean, Yuzuki also getting around the map with Teleport is helping. It's creating pressure in areas that's hard for LMQ to get to and then return to the siege.
He wants to do the same thing here. Cut off the minion line so that it won't get up to the Nexus turrets and it won't reduce that armor and magic resistance.
Yeah.
Inhibitor, though, it looks like they may be giving up the inhibitor. He's coming around from the flank, though. If he can get high priority...
Hook onto Vasili, going to flash away. That doesn't want to jump in for the shockwave. It's going to be some damage. Box popped out by Glebe. He's going to get away from this fight, though, still. Now a 5v4. Health bars are good for LMQ. Inhibitor in the mid lane goes down. That's created the pressure. They're going to back off right now. Shyvana's still waiting in the wings. Hasn't found her way into the fight. The flash, the initiate doesn't quite land. Good dodge from Altec. The reflexes are great.
Quick fingers there. Altec and Bishu getting out of that one. Tipper's down again without stunning someone.
And the flash and the Talisman of Ascension for more, but they're going to rotate top lane right now. Health bars are back to full for C9T. LMQ in a pretty good spot. Not completely full HP, but they're okay. I wonder if they can keep sieging, though. The first super minion wave is spawning now. Yeah,
so Cloud9 can afford to give up one inhibitor, but they cannot afford to give up two. Two inhibitors, double super minion stacking, would definitely be enough for LMQ to end the game.
See what they can do. Top turret down to half HP. LMQ is looking for some damage. They get pushed back. Shyvana still in the wings, though. They want... Ooh, wow.
Spear.
Another great spear under No Name.
Shyvana again, trying to circle around back, cut off that minion line. He's cutting down the supplies for the army, so they can't get up toward the inhibitor.
The siege is working kind of in inverse here.
Uh-oh, though. Now he's sandwiched.
Okay, not a lot of good places to go. Moore does have a stun available, and he can stop the teleport if he wanted to. Yuzuki.
Yeah, he's toast here.
Trying to get away. Goes for some damage onto Moore, but he's in the middle of an entire enemy team, kicked into the wall. Will he go for the Dragon Form? Will he waste the cooldown? He does go for it there, getting stunned up very heavily. Will he flash the wall? He's not going to even try. Knew he was done for, so down goes Yasuki. LMQ, are they going to start Baron, or are they going to siege somewhere else?
Yeah, when do they sort of give up on this siege and actually decide to just take Baron? Looks like the call was just canceled because No Name wants to go back. I don't know, that seems like a pretty good time that they probably could have pulled the trigger. Even though No Name's that low, they don't need him to tank it. They just need his smite there. They decided to play it pretty safe though. Whenever you're against Pantheon, I know that feel when Pantheon comes in with a Grand Skyfall and steals your Baron away.
What's the target damage? Like 650 at rank 2? I know it's 1,000 in the bullseye at the final rank. Yeah. I think it is. So
Altec again, you know, he's taking those small chances.
Yeah. It's worth pointing out, and he's heavily out-CSing Vasily. Now, to be fair, a lot of that farm's going to Xiao Wei Xiao on the LMQ lineup, but 280 CS, almost 3 completed items. LMQ starting Baron, though no one even on this side of the map. The ward control lasted long enough that LMQ knew that no one was around. It's going to be a no-contest Baron here, picked up 32.50 into the game. We'll see what they do with this with the craft recalls, new items.
Turned it by again. They were just at, completed Zanya's for Xiao Xiao. Another BF sword for Vasily.
And a third item, Ravenous Hydra for Ackerman as well. He went Cowl into Sunfire Cape into Banshees, then went Tiamat Hydra here. So he has added damage to his build later on to this one.
Yeah, once he's got both magic resist and armor, adding in the extra lifesteal, a lot of HP that he'll gain over the duration of a fight that will be assisted by those defensive stats he already has. Now, have they waited long enough for this inhibitor to come back? I think the notification will come pretty soon.
Yeah, we've got a wave or two left of super minions, but you only get so many. C9T happy to try to keep clearing things away. You can see the super minions there in the mid lane, keeping the pressure on. Kez being forced to defend these for now.
Spears do nothing to Ackerman now. He can heal them up very quickly. So he's going to want to try and take every single one.
Ulti comes out from Lucian, going to keep trying to build time. Ackerman blocks some of them up. Only 2 minions left. Who's going to get killed off.
Ooh, Altec's really low on mana. He needs to go back.
Got to be careful. Glebe going to get stunned up by Tibbers, and down he goes. Kill picked up by Moore. And the siege might just start with Tibbers taking up the turret damage. Half HP on this one. Altec's going to get himself back into the fight soon enough, but it's a 5v4 anyway. Ulti pop by Ackerman. Top inhibitor now available for siege. Going down rather quickly as well. LMQ into the base again.
All right, yeah, double inhibitors going down. That should be double stacked super minions who will buff each other up, and should be the answer that LMQ were looking for to try and end this game. Though Taz, to Cloud9's credit, gone to 35 minutes after that devastating early game.
Yeah, they've been stuck in their base for 20 of them, and you know, aren't bleeding many kills, but it's just so hard to play from this far back. LMQ doing an amazing job getting ahead early game. Taking the time to close it out afterwards, continually controlling Dragon. Each time they die within maybe 30 seconds of respawning. And I think after one last recall, if they even want to, could close the game with the next push.
Yeah, they're calling everybody up. Going for the trifecta, 3 inhibitors in their sights. Bishu pretty low on mana as well. They need Altec to have a good mana pool because they need him to wave clear. The thing for Bishu is they need those extra damage from spears, but he's almost out now.
Try to get rid of a couple more minions. More there in the front line. Hook's going to land, unfortunately, onto a minion. LMQ pushing this turret down. One shot from dead. Down it goes. So he takes a javelin on the way out, though. Got a lifesteal back up. Oh! Wow. They got to be real careful.
Scumbag Xiao Xiao going to kill all the minions. Nothing for Vasily to lifesteal off over there, so he has to go lifesteal off the white instead.
It's the white choice, though. health back up. Wolves maybe next here because the Pantheon
Pantheon,
will be down. There's no Caitlyn. Can the damage come through? Looks in
He's coming,
for
actually.
Xiaowei. Xiao, in comes Yuzuki into the back lines as well. He's not a good spot. Vasily shows up. Shockwave's going to land 2, 3 kills. Make that 4 now. Only Altec left alive. LMQ, 36 minutes in, going to bring themselves game 1 of the finals.
All right, yeah, the desperation movement from Cloud9. Can't really blame them for that one. Tried to make something happen, but LMQ with a dominating performance today. First game, easily going in their favor.
I gotta say, the first, like, 12 minutes of that game were so well played here by LMQ, taking them down. The rotations were better, the ganks were better, everything was just better.
Yeah, silence from them, too, because they were pretty sure how that was going to end. After those first 13 minutes.
Yeah, they took their time with it, though.
Yeah,
they took another 20 minutes to close the rest of it out, saying, you know, we'll control the Baron area, but they only found 1 or 2 picks doing it. Decided, you know, after the 6 turrets down, well, we'll get dragons on cooldown, we'll get every blue and red buff, we'll strangle the gold, we'll keep it ahead, but really took their time for the sieges, said, you know, let's wait till item 3. When that one comes through, then we'll try to actually tower dive. Just, you know, very methodical end of the game.
There were some interesting stall tactics from Cloud9's side, like the Shyvana cutting off their supply line of minions.
Yeah.
But definitely wasn't enough. I mean, they got a 1 good pick as well over the wall. It's pretty much all the highlights that you can say for Cloud9.
Yeah, it's all the highlights. I mean, when you're that far behind in gold, you still have to actually fight them in order to get kills. Like, you can throw javelins, but that's only half a health bar in the first place anyway. So when you actually got to go fight them in the face, and LMQ, honestly, they stopped the laning phase so early on. Top lane at like 9 minutes in, they're like, yeah, the dual lane plus Renekton, they're going to go siege a turret. And then like Oriana's going to go bot lane to like hold the wave in the meantime. And every single time they're going as a group of 4, group of 5, taking things as a team, never being kind of out by themselves.
Yeah, completely agree. LMQ look very scary.
Yeah, they do.
So I think it's pretty much the same story that we keep on talking about. All these LCS teams are trying to get away from that last spot where you don't get to choose your team because the team is going to be LMQ. Nobody's choosing them.
Yeah, they're looking incredibly strong. We'll see if they can do it again and make it a 2-0, guys. We're 1 game closer to crowning the 2nd Challenger Series champion. But before we go, gotta take a quick break. But never fear, Cloud9